Hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah, the thing is that Jack Sparrow is the face of the franchise, hands down. However, he's nothing more to me than a supporting character. And you mentioned, Nicole, how he regresses in, I think, the fourth movie, which is true, but like he's never actually progressed at all, in my opinion. Oh, okay. Hmm. Agreed. And like, I think maybe that's why the fourth movie sucks so much, is because I think Disney, or the heads, whoever, are were confusing that the face of the franchise should be the main character, because he does not work as a main character, and they tried so hard to make him the main character in the fourth movie, which makes, to me, why the fourth movie sucks so much, because he's not a main character. There's like no character growth, there's no character arc in the entirety of the five movies, in my opinion. And I mean, he's great comic relief. That's who he is. I laugh, I chuckle, despite it being Johnny Depp. But it's just, and they try to give him like a serious love interest in the fourth movie, and that did not work. And it all just didn't work. Hmm. I've seen them all prior to rewatching them. But I've never been a huge fan of Johnny Depp. I don't know, like I just have never watched a lot of his movies, and I never had like that kind of like nostalgic tie to him, I guess to say. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I had no attachment to Johnny Depp. However, I mean, I've always loved Jack Sparrow. I just feel like that's like the only character of his that I like really like. But maybe it's just because like when I was getting older and like kind of watching Jack Sparrow through the lens of a writer, where I was like seeing all of like the problems that his character have, just like disassociating him with Depp completely. Like this is the only role of his that I can like completely separate the two, and I'm usually never that person. I always tie the same thing. Like I do that with books and authors. I do that with movies, but like for some reason it's just like Jack Sparrow lives on a different plane than Johnny Depp. But I'm not like obsessed with Jack Sparrow, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's weird. Hmm. Yeah. Okay, listen, I love them. And like I do think that Elizabeth is the main character. And I think Disney forgot that because of the star power that Johnny slash Jack brought. But like the opening of the movie, it opens with Elizabeth. It is technically a dream, nightmare, whatever, but it goes right into her waking up. Like it's we're watching everything through her eyes. Yep. And that like that is a main character arc is what she experienced. And I say in like varying less degrees. Orlando Bloom too had a very extensive character arc as well. But I mean, Elizabeth is for sure the main character, hands down. I will die on that hill. Hmm. Hmm. That's funny. And like I think that because they're both good actors too, like there was just something very endearing about like their natural chemistry and their characters. I love them, and I think that's why the fourth one sucked because we experienced the loss of Elizabeth and Will. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I feel like she would have been trying to find a way to break him free. And like even in the fifth movie when the trident was introduced, I'm like Elizabeth would be here. Yeah. I think it's because like Will and Elizabeth's love story carried through for the three movies. So with that gone, what was there left to like? They were really the heart of the first three movies. Hmm. Right. Interesting about like the Navy. I'm already forgetting his name. Is it Norrington? Okay, so the first few times I've watched it, I never knew that was the same character throughout those three movies. It wasn't until like maybe like a rewatch ago, and like not this one, the one before that, I was like, that's the same guy that's been in all three movies. But like, he's so unremarkably, I don't know, milk toast that I like don't recognize him. And like that's the thing with these movies, I learn something new every time I rewatch it. Like I notice something I didn't notice before, or something tries to make more sense, because like the double crossing, I'm like, why are they all like, what's the motive for this character? Like it's so confusing. The plot is, especially in the third one, I feel like I knew maybe 40% of what was happening, but there were big action scenes, and then I got distracted and I was liking that, and then the music. And oh yeah. Well, the fourth one, character wise. So you guys will like this because I am the kink friend. So I forgot that Sam Claflin was playing a cleric. And I was like, oh, because I like priests. So then I ended up liking him more in this rewatch than I have in past. But again, they tried to recreate that love story. It didn't work out. But there was like a part of me that was like, I kind of liked it when I was rewatching it this time. Yep. And a mermaid. I really as much as I as much as I did not like the fourth one, I really liked the mermaid attack scene. That was, I think, my favorite action sequence. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when she just like showed up on the side of the boat, I was like, oh, like still, like it still like caught me off guard. I too would risk it all. Right. Well, Madi, you mentioned at the beginning that the fifth movie was trying to course correct, and I see that because again, the fifth movie opens with Henry as a child trying to get his father back. Then we fast forward to him still doing his thing on the ship to try to get his father back. So if they would have focused more on him, and I thought like he was a pretty decent actor. Like there were times when I thought like he literally reminds me of a young Orlando Bloom. Yeah, and he had like the mannerisms down and like the voice down, and I was just disappointed because they didn't end up focusing on him. Again, he should have been the main character of this movie, but they were trying to shift it to Jack for some reason. I don't know why, but it's just missed opportunity that Disney makes. Because I did really like Karina too. I thought her character backstory was interesting and was well thought out to an extent, but like they didn't focus on them, and I think that they could have started something with what Elizabeth and Will had in the first movie. Hmm. If they would have thought that out previously with Barbosa, I think the payoff would have been better, but it did just feel kind of tacked on. Also, like he was getting like and this is just personally, I couldn't stand looking at him more and more as the movies progressed. He just like looks so gross. I mean, like, because he wasn't that bad in the first one. I mean, he wasn't like a daddy, but he was decent to look at. Like, the grime on the characters themselves get worse every movie. It's like they try to like up it. But Barbossa is also a character that's been in all 5 movies. What did you guys think of him? Because I know in like the second movie, at the end of the second movie, when they brought him back, it was supposed to be like this big moment. And I felt just, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that reminds me, there was even a point, I think, in the third, towards the beginning of the third movie when, like, I was thinking, I'm like, why did Calypso, because I know she's revealed to be Calypso, why did she bring back Barbossa? Why didn't she just bring back Jack? And then, like, literally the next scene was, like, them doing, like, an exposition dump about why she couldn't bring back Jack, but she was able to bring back Barbossa from the dead. Mm, yeah. I like that. Well, it took a really hard time for me to actually look at her because, again, the dirt, the unhygienic, the black teeth was just really putting me off. Well, Zoe Saldana was in the first one, and I liked her character, even though she was like a minor role for her. But I would have liked to have seen her in like the franchise more. Hmm. Well, do you want do you want some behind the scenes facts? So they told the actors that it was going to be Zoe Saldana coming down the stairs. So yeah, so that when Barbosa came down, they could get their genuine reactions of surprise. Yep. I don't know. Yeah. Hmm. But in the third movie, when they finally do have sex and she gets pregnant the first time, they were a little. It was a little sexy there at the end. Like I was like, oh, okay. Hmm. That's the third movie. I think also The Hanging of the Child is the third movie too. Yeah. Who are Asian women. I also noticed that's a violence with no blood, so we'll see like all these like stabbings with the swords and everything, but we won't see the blood. So I think that's maybe how they get away with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of penis jokes in the franchise. Yeah. But hey, I wanted that neat kiss after I saw it. Well, I just want to say that when I was watching the third movie, I was watching it at my parents' house. So my mom would be coming in and out, and she could not sit and watch Davy Jones. She couldn't watch like the tentacles like moving around and stuff. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I don't think so because honestly, I feel like the best CGI was the Flying Dutchman crew. With so that was the Davy Jones and like I don't know the hammerhead shark guy. That's who I always remember and Will Turner's dad. Yeah, I felt like that CGI was like so well done for the time period. But I think like the later movies focused more on just big action set pieces. Like even like the opening of the fifth one where they're pulling the whole damn building down the streets. Well, you know what it reminded me of, Mari? It reminded me of the Fast and Furious Five, Fast Five, when they were pulling the safe through the streets of Rio. Yeah.
Yes. In the aesthetic as he
Yeah.
watched.
I think the only time I've really noticed like bad, not really bad CGI, but noticeable CGI, was at the very end of the second movie when the Kraken was going to eat him. I'm like, he's very clearly standing in front of a green screen. Other than that, though, like I felt like everything felt real. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have so much mad respect for Keira Knightley, who just like walked in, did a cameo, didn't speak, and all her scenes were running up to kiss Orlando Bloom and then to sleep. Like that is the life. I know. She's made it. Yeah. To be honest, I think the Pirates franchise can do without Johnny Depp. I don't want it to be like the excuse of we're not having him because of all of what's come out about him. I want it to be like, no, Pirates can stand on its own without Jack Sparrow. You feel me? I'm just thinking of all the Twitter discourse that would birth. I mean, I don't care either, but it's tiring to see. I would almost want all new characters, but then I also just am like such a fan of Elizabeth and Will. Hard agree. I mean, we laugh now, but like 2022 or something, 2023. And I'm at Read Along Laney. Bye.